Televiewers, welcome to Prime on my Media Prime. We are glad to be back on air to look at a topic that is going to be very important, shaping the way we approach our career and education as we look to the future. What is trending? We are this evening going to be looking at the future of jobs in Cameroon. Are things going to be like they are today in the next 20, 30 years? What is trending today? Can we relate to what obtained 20, 30 years ago? Certainly not. Are there some jobs that have become obsolete today? So we are going to be looking at it through the prism of two dynamic young Cameroonians who are in the house. Mr. Nebapo is a regular panelist for Friday editions of Prime. We're glad to have you.
Hello, Mr. Leo. Hello, televiewers. Hello, my dear colleague on the other side. It's another Friday, and today we are talking the future of work in Cameroon, and certainly somehow all of us in our different families are concerned, because if we are not going to be working tomorrow, our children are going to be working, or our relatives, and it's important that we should prepare from today, because tomorrow is certainly going to be prepared today. So we will not wait for tomorrow to come before we prepare. We are going to preview, we are going to screen and see how tomorrow is going to look like, and of course position ourselves so that we will be able to feed in the workplace.
Okay, we also are in the company of Ewane Tufoin. She's coming here for the very first time. We're glad to have you.
Good evening, Mr. Leonard. Thank you very much for the privilege you have given me tonight to pass in my Media Prime TV.
Okay, we're looking at the future of jobs in Cameroon.
Yes, Mr. Leonard, before I talk about the future of jobs in Cameroon, I would like to start by introducing myself. I am called Ewane Tufoin B.
Okay, can you speak a little bit more?
Okay, I am called Ewane Tufoin B. I am an agency executive with Prudential Beneficial Life Insurance. I would like to share a bit of my experiences with the different companies that I've had to work with. I am presently working with Prudential Beneficial Insurance Company. I've had the opportunity to work with Nextel Cameroon, first as a door-to-door manager dealing with agents in the field, and secondly as a customer care expert. I have also had the opportunity to work with Elisa Motors as a controller. I have as well had the opportunity to work with Pamo Plantation PLC, precisely at Lobe Estate.
Okay, you lived in Lobe Estate?
Yeah, I live in Lobe Estate. I lived first in Lipenja Camp, then further to New Camp, Down Village.
Okay, I was born in Camp 7.
Wow.
Well.
It's a privilege. Okay, going back to your question, Mr. Leonard, I would like to say Cameroon. I would like to look at Cameroon this way. Cameroon is very fresh when it comes to economy, which means that there is still the possibility of the economy rising industrial-wise. Then looking at the number of students that graduate in the university every year, we have about 25 million job seekers in Cameroon, and about 3,000 students graduate every year in the Cameroon and are out to look for jobs in the job market. But listening to the president in the past years, he always talk about entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial, meaning that young Cameroonians have to go out there and seek for something. They seek to create jobs to themselves. Because looking at the future, we see that since the economy is fresh, agricultural-wise, industrial-wise, young Cameroonians still have that possibility to go and create for themselves jobs, not like looking only to be employed somewhere, because the job market is so tight, and employers are becoming, employment is becoming so saturated. So I will advise the young Cameroonians that the job market is as tight as it is. They need to go and create jobs for themselves. They should conceive that idea of entrepreneurship and know that Cameroon has much to do as long as entrepreneurship is concerned, and there are so many jobs opportunity. I am talking now as a trainee in Fatma and an MBA student with Sky High University affiliated to Zurich. Registering into this MBA, I was like, I'm doing marketing, but I was not like specialized in anything in marketing. It's until I came to in contact with the Afadma institution that it really permitted me to specialize in a particular domain, which is content creation. And there I really situate myself. So I really situate myself. What I would like to advise young Cameroonians and job seekers in the market today is to go more of digital, because as far as the job market is choked and so many people are out rushing for jobs, what will make you more valuable in the job market today is your digital knowledge. So I will advise the young Cameroonians that are seeking for job that with digital knowledge you may not only work under somebody, you have the opportunity to create a job opportunity for yourself.
Okay. Yes, you said you work for Nextel, Prudential Beneficial, Prudential Beneficial Life?
Prudential Beneficial Insurance Company.
Okay. And also Elisa Motors. You work for Pamol. Yes. How easy is it to gain employment in Cameroon today?
Really, to tell you, gaining employment in Cameroon today is not very easy. It is not an easy thing to gain employment in Cameroon today. That is why I say you have to do something to give more value to yourself compared to others. You see, there are graduates that come out today, but what do they really have to offer? In Prudential, I work as a recruiter trainer. So I recruit people and train, and sometimes we ask for CVs. Looking at their CVs, the way the young Cameroonian builds their CVs, you see that there is still much work to be done. Even though graduates from the university, they still have a lot of work to do as far as self-building and self-value is concerned.
Okay, now, Mr. Nibapol, we are looking at the future of the job market in Cameroon. Are there some jobs in Cameroon today that we can conclude that they are obsolete? Are there some fields of education that we train in Cameroon where actually there are no jobs or demands for them?
Yes, Mr. Leo, I think this topic is coming so timely, where in a period where parents have rested after schools closed and they are now planning maybe to send their children back to school in September, and there is need for us to discuss things like this so that I can permit them to better make choices that will help them to put their children in fields that will permit them to to be able to thrive tomorrow. And talking about careers or jobs that are absolute today, that yesterday they were really they were high in demand. I want to state a situation, and then I will come back to that. Let's look at maybe some 20 years ago. We had typewriters and that were used to produce or type information, and then down the road these typewriters started going out of the market, and then computers were being introduced. And as time passed by, these typewriters they just totally went out of the market, and then now we have computers. Now looking at that transition and then looking at Cameroon today, it's good that we should also observe that, okay, where the world is going to today, what is it today that is going on that especially in Cameroon, that we are still studying in school, that maybe it's not making sense. Students who come out and they have certificates in that, and they find a difficulty, to be able to position themselves in the job market. as an entrepreneur and meeting young people on daily basis, there's several young people that I meet that they come out with certificates and they really face a struggle. Some of these career paths are booming in other parts of the world, but they are not booming in Cameroon. Maybe because of our economic situation, because of the way our country is established. They are not really. I want to start with one. It's not really absolute for per se, but several students who graduate from there, they find it really difficult to find jobs in Cameroon. I want to talk of something like transport and logistics. There's so many students that have come across them that they study transport and logistics, and they find themselves struggling to be able to feed themselves in the working world. Why? Because looking at how our transport system is organized in Cameroon, we still have a long way to go, because looking at other countries, how the sectors of transport are well developed and how several opportunities are offered there, and then coming to us here and looking how logistics are organized, it makes it difficult for students who graduate from these particular domains to fit in the job market. We'll look at students who study things like geology, for example. When you look at our country, because we are trying to look at situation where you study something that you can actually come out and practice and create value and create goods or services so that your people can consume, and of course you also make a living out of it. Those who are studying something like geology, looking at our environment, when you have a degree in geology in Cameroon, the question I will ask is, what do you do with geology in Cameroon? What field, what particular domain of the economy can you really set in and actually do something that is going to provide value to Cameroonians and earn from it? So it's good that at this time, while we are going to school, because these faculties are still open there, the opportunities might be there globally, but looking at Cameroon for the moment and seeing how the economy is going, people spend years studying these things, but when they step out, it becomes a struggle. Some are fortunate when they study this and they find themselves, doing something that is really good, but sometimes it becomes a problem. Like some of them who study these courses and come out and be teachers, it's okay. But for those who come out and want to practice it, because for me, I presume that when you go to school and you learn something, it's good to come out and be productive in that domain and create actual value. Because to me it's not really the best thing for the best teacher to teach the student, and the best students becomes the best teacher, and then teach another best student, and the best student becomes a teacher, and it becomes a routine. We keep training, but now the real value to create in the marketplace doesn't occur, Mr. Leo.
Okay, yes, but practically speaking, if you were to advise, where would you tell parents who are watching us or students not to focus more on going by the statistics that we are having? There are some companies that are no longer relevant today, but the teachings are still going on. For example, photography, there's something that has changed. Almost everybody has a phone. It has gone digital. We have, I'm sure, so many sectors. Now, Tufoin, where should we be moving away from as we get to enrolling children for university students?
What I think is we should be moving away from what we call general education, just going to study history, going to study just geography, we should be moving away from general education and going to something like professional education, teaching the child to specialize on a particular domain, in a particular thing, orientating a child in a way that when a child is coming out from school, he's ready, he has something that he can do, even if he doesn't find a job, even if he's not employed anywhere, he will have an opportunity to do something for his or herself and make money. So I think that we should be orientating children towards particular professions.
Professions. Yes, for example, you talked already about going towards digital. Yes, but almost every field today is going digital. Because we are talking about geography, but I'm sure there are studies in geography where we can do mappings and like using the digital. So almost every field is going digital.
Yes, Mr. Leo, every field is going digital, but it doesn't change the fact that it occurs before the digitalization is applied to it. You know, we are in a country where if we want to talk in terms of development, we'll say we are a developing country, which means that we are still in the process of construction, process of infrastructure, you know. And if I want to recommend or mention something that young people should be studying today so that they will be relevant in the marketplace tomorrow, the first thing I want to mention is engineering. Engineering in all fields, be it engineering in you know, in civil engineering, be it mechanical engineering, be it electrical engineering. Those are things that you know, most of my classmates that I was studying with them when I was doing commercial and they were doing all those engineering, at the time that we were at Opsit already, I mean, the guys were already working in the chantiers in the quarter. The guys were doing mechanical engineering, we could already repair cars in the quarter and stuff like that. But me, that I was doing, you know, commercial, I was still, you know, struggling to reach a particular stage before maybe I can start applying for the job. But them, since theirs is more practical, you know, it was easy for them to start getting something, which is what is never going to lose its place as far as humans are living, because it's something that is evolving. And especially with us in Africa, with us in Cameroon, engineering is something that still has a long way to go. Look at, for example, something like town planning. If you want to look at our towns in Cameroon, you discover that there's a lot that still needs to be done. We're having rain, the rains are heavy now in Cameroon, and especially Douala. There are so many people who have suffered this today. In fact, the whole of this week that rain is falling. Why? Because there's no proper town planning. The drainage systems are not the best. And who are those who are going to come out with those brilliant ideas, those brilliant skills to be able to structure the emerging towns around Cameroon so that they don't fall in the same pot, you know, like the already saturated towns? They are certainly going to be Cameroonians, but how can they do that when they don't understand engineering, they don't understand, you know, town planning and stuff like that? Because a country is a reflection of what its people are. If Douala is suffering from several floods because there's heavy rainfall, the issue is not because there's too much rainfall. Rain falls everywhere. The issue now is that when this rain falls, where does it go to? If you go to emerging cities in Cameroon, for example, Kribi, Limbe, Boya, Bamenda, you know, Susa, around here, there's a lot of construction that is going on there, and it's something that is continuous because the population is growing, and it's growing, is expanding to places that are not yet occupied by Cameroonians. Who are those who are going to be doing this construction? Who are those who are going to be doing the electrical works, the plumbing works, and all the like? They're certainly going to be Cameroonians. But like she earlier mentioned, if you are going to do what they call general education, it becomes, you know, a longer distance for you to be able to be creative, for you to be able to do something, you know, worldwide. One thing I also want to mention is that if you are looking at the career path, you know, IT is very important. We're talking about digitalization. All is based on information technology. We are basically doing everything today, everywhere, you know, with the computer. It's rare for you to go to an office today and you don't see a computer there. And information technology is something that has occupied every part of the economy, and the demand is high today. It's certainly going to be higher tomorrow because digitalization is continuing. So if you want to choose a field of study, also look at something like information technology and see if you have a drive in that. Take a particular career path on that. Before you know it, if you are skilled at that, I'm not sure by tomorrow you will already be in search of jobs in the market, Mr. Liu.
Okay, we will not be in search, but do we take the pains to study the job market, taking the trends from the past 10 years and projecting into the future? I'm talking at the level of parents.
Well,
don't we think that there is need for that?
Well, that's why we have programs like this, Mr. Leo, because that huge need is there. You know, we had trends in the past where it was like when you have advanced level, it's either you are going to the teachers training or you are going into the INAM, you know, or maybe those who are financially viable, they try to send their kids out of the country. But now, has that been a solution to Cameroon? If that has provided some solution, is that solution enough? So there's need for us to always look back, you know, and then see where we come from and where we are now and how tomorrow is going to look like. And it's a collective effort, because as we are here, certainly the parents are watching and is opening their minds, you know, and the government being at the center of driving progress and development in the country should create more venues where education, these are holidays. I mean, we have the ministries of youth affairs. We have the Ministry of Employment and all of that, who can come up with sensitizations of such nature, so that people can be able to at least know where they're headed to and what awaits them. Because most of us choose careers in the past just because maybe somebody has succeeded in that career path, and we don't know, we don't look left and right to understand whether actually how many people are not succeeding in that path. But since the only person that we know that is doing accounting, and we see him in suit and tie and we admire it so much, we just say, okay, my kids should also do that. But we don't really understand that maybe he is the one succeeding there. There are 10 others, 20 others, 100 others who are struggling to get a job there. So there's need for us to always look where we were, where we are, and where is the world going to, so that by the time we were spending the several years in school and learning something, we should not step out and struggle. We should not step out and find ourselves wanting. Because the good thing about technical education, like she was mentioning, is that when you have these skills, it's difficult for you just to be seeking employment, because you are able, you know, to use your own hands, to use your own mind, to do something creative. And that is actually happening today. Like we were talking about digitalization, and we talk about content creation. The last time we talked here about young people who can lie in their bed with their feet on the wall and with their mobile phone, they are able to do a combination of images and create some content, you know. So
okay. Blessed evening, Mr. Liu. I'm enjoying the program. I advise parents to guide their children towards professional education, especially agriculture, building, construction, carpentry, computer science, and electricity. In a developing country like us, we must study things that will help us to develop our country. Prince for Gilbert is watching from Womb. Good evening to all of you watching us from Womb, Chieftain of Menchum Division. Hello, sir. I really love the program of today. Interesting to watch and so educative. Keep up the good work. Now, we are talking about an economy today, because we want us to be practical. 20 years ago, we did not have mobile money now. Yeah. That we see people send money. Yeah. To send mail, you go to post office, and then when it arrives, you go and collect it. So trends have changed. We're talking about an age in 20 years' time, e-commerce is going to be sure the order of the day, where you have to sit and then command for something and then it is delivered. And are these not the type of things that we should be looking at when we look at the way we live today? How is 10, 15, 20 years in Cameroon, 30 years going to look like?
When we look at the way we live today, you see that 10, 15, 20 years in Cameroon, as Paul rightly said, Cameroon is a developing country, and the economy is fresh, meaning that we still have much to exploit as far as the economy is concerned in Cameroon. When we look at Cameroon 10, 15, 20 years, we'll see that the world, Cameroon will be completely of the third generation, where you sit in your house, you order anything, and it is being delivered to you. Looking at the town of Douala, you see that there is reconstruction and so many things that are being reorganized. Meaning that 10, 15 years in Douala, roads will be made with streets, houses numbered, and you sit in your house, you just place a command of something, you tell the person your house number, and your thing will be delivered. So we are saying that our youth should be orientated towards this direction. Looking far backward, Mr. Liu, I want to tell you, in the beginning I did not do professional education.
Okay.
I did A1 purely of linguistics. I was thinking of journalism. Okay. But little did I know that to go far in that, your parents must have money that will send you go to school, from school to school, and reach that level. Until at a certain point, I saw that it was just something I was admiring, but reaching there was a very long distance for me. I had to switch to professional education, which has made me what I am today. This is what young Cameroonians of today should be looking at. Where I am today, and where do I want to be in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years? What do I want to do? Where am I going to? What is my mission? What is my vision? And this is following our generation today and following the developments of today. Where do I want to be? Where is my focus? What is my passion, and what can I do best that will give me what I want in life, or will take me to where I want to reach?
Okay. We have to, but this is what we are saying theoretically. How do you explain this to a father who is in Munyenge, who knows that my son must only become a doctor, a lawyer, a this and that? There is this mindset that we need to work on.
Yes, it always comes back to that, Mr. Liu. It is a mindset thing, and until we are able to switch from there, and you'll not be able to face it. And the bad thing about the whole picture is that when I was in maybe in Agiachi, in Bafut, when I was growing up, the biggest house I thought was the biggest house today is like 1 hut, because of my environment, I thought that was what the world was. Then when I stepped out to Bamenda, I saw a different perspective. When I stepped out to Douala, I saw a different perspective. So life is happening, and now things are a bit easier, because if you are in Munyege today, you are watching us from Douala, it's easier for you to have information from the other parts of the world because of technology. Things have advanced. You're able to, maybe in the old, you could just, I remember in the 90s, most people were following the World Cup Italia 90 on radio. Whatever thing the person who was there was seeing and saying, that's what they believed. But today the TV is there. Today the internet is open, and you can be able to see things. And when we're talking in places like this, we are also encouraging young people to be able to know how to use the internet and have a discussion with their parents, to be able to bring up perspective. Because if your father is saying that you must become a lawyer, you must become a doctor, he has reasons why he's saying so. But now you, as a young person that is aspiring to follow a particular career path, you should be able to inform your father rightly that I want to study this because, and let your father see perspective with you. Your father, he's older, he's more experienced, and he has had more exposure, and he thinks that things should go this way. But today, this generation is somehow we are not too patient like our parents. Why? Because we are growing in a time that we're so confused. It's not our fault, but we've seen several faces. We've seen part of the radio. Some of us have seen part of the radio, the black and white TV, the color TV, and then the biggest of the distractions of them all, which is social media, the internet. Our heads are so crowded, and we want to do things in our own ways. We want to do things very fast. So it needs a balance, a combination of this generation and the the older generation to find a meeting point so that we can be able to shape the next generation. Because truth be told, our impatience is really going to cause a lot of harm or a lot of failures in the future, because we are excited, we are young, we have a lot of energy, and we just want to do things. And sometimes we don't want to listen to people who are older than us, because we want to say maybe they are old-fashioned, they don't know how things are happening. But they have a vital role to play. They have a lot of wisdom to share. But if parents and young people can be able to find common grounds, they can be able to make more informed decisions that will help their career. Because truth be told, things are changing. Like in Douala and Yaoundé, for example, we rarely see these people who used to go around and share meta bills, for example, for Sonel. They don't do that anymore. I have my prepaid meta in my house. I just, with my mobile phone, I load my electricity, and I have electricity in the house. If it finishes, it stops. It's not. It started in Douala and Cameroon, and Douala and Yaoundé is effective, and it's certainly going to spread to those places. Those people should not sit until it comes there before they understand that if I was planning to be somebody who working at a Sonel and going around sharing bees, I'm going to lose my job. They should already perceive that coming, and they start looking at other opportunities that are going to come up. Because now, as they are using the electronic meters, they will also need other people who have knowledge, to maybe do maintenance on those electronic meters. So if you are trying to study something, you should be looking at that. You should not be focusing on, maybe I'll work at Sonel and I'll be the one going to cut light when somebody doesn't pay the bill. Because Sonel has the capacity to sit in their office, and automatically, when you don't have, you not.
I was asking for jobs that have become obsolete.
That's this one is very evident. I think Sinek has adopted that. Where you have to just sit in your house and with your mobile phone, you charge your water meter, and when it finishes, you don't have water, and
it cuts off. Okay. So these are realities. We are not saying like trying to convince you, but giving you perspectives that there are jobs that are going obsolete. For example, he just used the example of these guys who went around distributing Sonel bills. We're talking about Sonel, but a new bills. Today they no longer do it because we have prepaid stuff. Yes, in the house that you can pay from your house, and things work that way. But what I also want us to look at is to convince parents to see the need to engage in digital studies, social media studies, because they still see it as a joke. Like we saw football in the past, when a child told you that, "Daddy, I want to go and play football," to you it was some madness, because you wanted them to become a medical doctor or a lawyer, until the Etoffices started bringing billions and changing the stories of their lives. But most parents today do not know that there are little children who are building big houses for their parents and turning the stories of their lives, of their families, working on social media. Not scamming, eh?
Yes.
We mean genuine money. There is a lot of money on social media. Yeah.
Yeah, truly, as you're saying, there is a lot of money on social media. Talking about working on parents' mindset, there is nobody that can work on your mother's mindset than you. It's you being able to be patient, as Mr. Paul was saying. You have to be patient. You have to sit down and show them what you can do. Show them with proofs what you can do. Imagine a father is sitting in the house, you are on your phone, after you come to this 200,000 francs that I got from what I've been doing in social media, and he's like, "Wow, what have you been doing?" You try to show him what you have been doing. I think it will impress him. It's a proof that at least you're doing something, that you can earn something from what and that you are talking sense. But if you talk in the air, you don't show proof of what you can do, especially with the social media, the digitalization that we are talking about. There you talk and you are baseless, I don't think they will listen to you. So you are the best person to change the mindset of your parents. Students are the best person. That is why our desire is to touch more the youths. because when the youths understand where they are going to, where they are coming from, they will be able to sit down and convince their parents on what to do when it comes to social media.
Okay, this one says, bonsoir, c'est Kawep de Mayo Dali. J'ai suivi votre programme, était extraordinaire. Pourquoi les taxes sont trop lourdes au Cameroun? Okay, he's asking why taxes are very heavy. Good evening, Mr. Leo and the rest of the panelists in the studio. This is Gilbert Atta from Bafusam. You are doing well, keep it up. Your gesture are doing good. Let me observe that there is always a job to create from every field of studies, and it takes orientation and a creative mind to be able to discover that. No field of studies should be minimized. Thanks. Okay. Yes, no field of study should be minimized. What we are saying here is that, okay, the methods of operation in different fields are going digital. Like geography, for example, is going digital. History, for example, is going digital. Instead of you to tell the story, to gather people and talk, you could prepare some slides of the history, and then people can readily follow it from their phones and understand that history is also going digital. Agriculture is going digital. Yes, so the fact is the trend is changing. Good evening, Mr. Liu. I support the fact that parents make their children self-employed. I pray you come up with the topic of tax, because that's where the government used to kill Cameroonians. Okay. Good evening to Prime R crew, Mr. Liu. The high rate of unemployment in Cameroon is as a result of the porous school curriculum. The need to be a paradigm shift in our school curriculum from being more theoretical centered to being more practical centered. I think technical and vocational education should gain more ground in Cameroon. We need more job creators, entrepreneurs than job seekers, intrapreneurs. Okay. Collins is watching you live from Bamenda. Good evening, Collins. Hi, greetings to you all in the studio. Benedict is watching from Douala. Good evening to you, Benedict. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Cameroon had still having and shall continue to have problems of unemployment because of her system of education. Her system of education is designed from nursery school to higher levels only to memorize facts. We cannot create jobs with this system. The government needs to revisit our educational curriculum. Conso Oliver is writing from DOP. Good evening to you, Conso Oliver. I say I'm Destiny from Chang. So what are the subjects that are advisable to concentrate on in general education? Okay, we are looking at this, but one important thing when we look at the job market for the future in Cameroon is also to understand that Cameroon is part of the global village, part of a global economy, and that there are going to be an increasing need for people to work in different countries from their countries of origin. You could stay in Cameroon, and opportunities are presented in Germany where they may necessarily not need people to move, but to work from different areas. But if you are not well grounded and equipped, you lose out on them.
Yes, Mr. Liu, that is already happening. It's not something that's going to happen in the future. That's already happening, and all you need is to be skilled in a particular domain. All you need to be is to be able to be creative. Our friends who are in Cameroon and they are working in Canada, they are working in America, they are working in Germany, just like you said, especially in the field of technology, because with the advent of technology itself, there's a possibility for you to be here and you're building a website for somebody in the US, for example, and there are visual tools that you can be able to be working with somebody in the US, and you guys are seeing each other and you are holding a meeting. Tools like Zoom, Team Viewer, Google Meet and all the like. So it's something that is already happening. It's not something that is going to happen in the future. But what I always say is that we have not developed that capacity enough to attract so much of such people to come for us for such jobs, because from my research I understood that India is one of the countries that are outsourcing, are getting so many jobs outsourced, especially from America and Europe, to them, because they have developed their skills, their work ethics are are top notch, Mr. Leo. Early last year, I think so, I had a job of content creation with an Indian who is based in Canada, and I could not meet up with his work ethic. Mr. Leo, it's a visual job. He is there, but I am here. You have a number of words that you have to write a day. You have a particular task that you have to meet. We have 3 meetings a day, and I don't know when he sleeps. Looking at his time schedule and my own, I work only for 2 weeks. I could not handle it because I'm too used to laissez-faire, and like many of my other Cameroonian brothers and sisters, I'm too used to laissez-faire. Reporting is a problem, you know. But this man, you don't have Zoom meetings where you have to block your camera. And when they are holding a Zoom meeting, everybody has to be on video, and he is seeing that actually you are on the job. You are doing. I mean, when I tried to, because I thought it was a visual something, I can be able to do it like part-time, you know, and do it like maybe the other just normal Facebook pages that I'm handling, that I'll create content and schedule and go do my other things. But this one was so hands-on, and as days were going by, you know, the workload was increasing. And after 2 weeks, I just tabled a note to him and I said, sir, sincerely, I will not want to ruin our relationship. I will not be able to deliver, and that's how the contract ended. But I have my friends who were already experiencing that, who are Cameroonians. My very good friend Josh Munang was the one who linked me to that job. He's still working with that Indian man. He's so experienced, and he was always encouraging me. But I saw that my output was instead dropping as days are going by. The days were going by. So it's something that is very possible. The only thing is that we have to start by changing our mindset and changing our habits, our work ethics. Because one thing with them is that their daytime there is our night here. So you have to change your routine. You know, you should be able to fit in their time. And most of my friends who are working, who are handling such jobs, their lifestyle is not like ours. Because when they are during the day, they know that they need to find time and sleep, because they know that at 10 p.m., you know, they need to start a job that maybe they have to sleep at 3 a.m. and they cannot live a regular daily life, because at that time you will not be able to deliver. So it's something that has to come with a lot of changes in our daily activities. And if you are planning to embrace such fields, start understanding that that is how it works. And if you have to think that you're going to work in here and also handling such jobs, you have to start thinking that you're going to sleep maybe 5 hours a day rather than your usual 9 hours or 10 hours, Mr. Leo. Okay.
Very interesting there. How do we also get teachers to start preparing? This is true, ICT is taught in schools, but do we need to up the level at which ICT subjects are taught in, starting from nursery, primary, up to the university level?
Mr. Leo, I think we really need to opt the level, the way in which ICTs are being taught in school, from the primary to the university level. Because today, when you look very well, if teachers are not very, very careful, in the next 5 years, students and even children will stand to challenge them in their teaching, in their ICT, because there are children today that are so smart, so very smart, and some are not even ready. They're smart and they're not even ready to submit. Some are not ready to submit. In class, they will always like to challenge the teacher on, I know this, I don't know this. Before you teach, I already know, I've already done my research. So, and I think that the teachers need to do their best to up their level of ICT, their direction, their orientation towards ICT, because it is going to be a very great challenge looking at the today and the children that we have, that we are raising up today, who are very smart in everything. They are acquisitive, their curiosity and their intelligence. So what our advice is that ICT teachers should up their ways in their ICT knowledge and all the rest.
Okay, teachers, it's a challenge for you guys. You have to up your game. If not, you're going to be embarrassed these days. Good evening, Mr. Liu, and the rest of the panelists. This is Gilbert Tatat from Pafusam. You're doing quite well. Your guests are doing good. Let me observe that there is always a job to create from every field. Okay. Good evening to the Prime crew, Mr. Liu. The high rate of unemployment in Cameroon is a result of the porous educational system. Good evening, Mr. Kum. Cameroon had still, okay. Jude from Kumba says quite educative, but let me advise that you should check the integrity, okay, of some of the people who are giving lessons, okay. Good evening, Mr. Leo, for this interesting program. I'm Abubakar Lahu. Uba from whom parents should encourage to send their children to technical education. Our leaders and rich ones should invest in our country. This will reduce the rate of unemployment. Okay. Yeah, it's a difficult one even for me. Yes, I'll take some few messages and then we continue. But now, students themselves, how do we get most of them? Because, for example, young girls, most of them are into social media, while others are making money. They content themselves to simply exchange WhatsApp messages, read what other persons are doing. How do we get them, most of these girls who are already into heavy social media usage, to know that instead of just wasting time, they should get involved in making money out of what they're doing?
In order to get them, Mr. Liu, what we need to do is to continue to sensitize them, to continue to see what we can be doing in our various groups, because when you look at the WhatsApp groups today and the Facebook groups and the rest, most of them are found in these groups. So you who is an intellectual and is orientated towards this manner and have that zeal to change the mindset of the young girls of today, what we need to do is just to change the way in which we post, make them to know the type of messages we post, push them to read the messages we post, and know the type of content we create and post for them to follow. Always in our WhatsApp group, we should be conscious that we have many young girls that waste a lot of time in social media doing nothing, doing nothing valuable for themselves, and we see how we can help them post messages that will orientate them towards a career or a career development, towards a particular direction, to know what they are supposed to be doing in social media at a particular time and with the money they are using on data.
Now, Mr. Paul Aniba, we are talking about spending time. I imagine how I spend my time. I come to the office in the morning and I leave only after 9 o'clock. But I think that the time available for me in a day is small with respect to what I have to accomplish. But we have persons who have so much time. They have their phone and they don't know what to do. How do we comprehend this? But the time that I need to finish what I have to do in a day is too small. But so many persons are idling.
Mr. Liu, the first thing is that we've not understood life and we don't understand what is so valuable to us. For example, you're talking about leaving your office above 9 p.m. and still feeling that you've not accomplished what you had to accomplish for the day. That's because you understand life and you want to be productive. And you have said this year, time without number, that it starts from the mindset. My elder brother and mentor, John Eta, will always say, our life is in stages, and at one point in time, between 0 to 25, you are in the morning of your life. You know, 25 to 50, you are in the afternoon, and 50 to 75, you are in the night, and then above 75 is a bonus. If you understand that this life is something that you're passing, and at a particular point in time, you cannot even recover the time that you're using, you want to do something so that tomorrow, you know, you should be able to when you are aging, when your evening is coming, you should be able to look back and see that you actually used your youthful age. So one thing that most Cameroonians are spending their time on, is to talk about football. Like Mr. Leo, you have been talking through all this week on your Facebook live programs. You've been looking at how Cameroonians have diverted their attentions from pertinent things that are affecting them at individual and general level to focusing on what Samuel Eto'o is doing at Faker Food, and not even looking at the positive things that he has brought to to football in Cameroon. But they have tried all possible ways to criticize him and bring out his shortcomings, so that I don't know what results they want to get at the end of the day. And it's just an evidence of how we think. We are always looking at the negative side. We are not looking at the positive side. When somebody is doing something, we are quiet, we are not saying anything, and then when the person does something that is a bit negative, we propel it. And it's not only in that domain, it just shows that as Cameroonians, we are always discussing things that are not productive. If you're watching my media prime today, what the message that is being sent out here today is that here you are here in this life to be able to contribute. If Cameroon is the way it is, it's because of you and I. It's because we are not doing what we're supposed to do for Cameroon to be what it is. And if you find yourself in the complaining side, know that you are on the side of not constructing, but doing something that is not contributing to the growth of Cameroon. And now the advent of the phone and the internet, and all of us have access to it, and somehow in the time of the TV, there was a time that our parents had to switch off the TV and ask everybody to go to bed. But now we have our phones. I don't know any household where young people, when they are going to bed, the father says, hey, everybody come and drop your phone in my room and you go to bed. We don't only use these phones in the afternoon, but sometimes we don't even sleep in the night. We are on our phones. What are we doing? We are reading from one gossip blog to another. We are dropping comments where we are not supposed to be dropping, and before you know it, it's another day. You've not had enough rest in the night. You get up, you go to your job site, or you go to school. You have not rested well, and you are not productive. Why? Because your daily habits, your daily activities are on things that are not productive, and they are draining your energy and they are draining your time. So it is left on us Cameroonians to understand that it is our country, it is our economy, it is our Africa, and anything we are doing, we should be conscious that it contributes a bit to the overall results that we have at the end of the day, Mr. Leo.
Okay. My advice is that, sincerely, if you have a phone, especially an Android phone, and you lack what to do, something is wrong with you. That's what I think. Please. Sure. There are lots and lots of opportunities out there. You may try for 1, 2, 3 months and you don't make it, but definitely you're going to discover something that can help you. You're going to meet persons who will make some requests for you to help them in getting this or that. Just decide this day that I will no longer waste time. There is a lot to do. How do you sit for a day and you don't have something to do? There's a lot to do. A lot, except that we just love enjoyment.
Let me keep sharing my experience, Mr. Leo. There's this lady that has a shop in Boya. Last year, July, we organized an event in Boya, and there was a showcase for entrepreneurs and things they do. And this lady brought, dresses. She was selling dresses, and the dresses were so nice. This is what this lady did. She just gave me one of that dress as a gift. Mr. Leo, I had no choice than to start advertising her dresses on social media. When I started advertising, this year, July, she called me and said, I've made a couple of sales. People are contacting me because you had to post my dresses. I want to make you my brand ambassador. And that's what happened. And now, since I'm conscious that I have to actually sell her, in the shortest time, she's able to be selling her dresses out of the country. She's had a couple of contracts that she's selling dresses out of the country in the shortest time. Through what means? Just social media. Just the 3 main social media that are used in Cameroon: Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. It's evident you too can be able to do that. It's all about showcasing. Social media is a global village where you can be able, to relate with people anywhere in the world. And the good thing is that our African brothers and sisters, they are looking on social media to be able to know what is happening out here. But the truth is that what we display out there is usually what is negative. I've been able to get, people that I don't know through social media to sell a lot of things to them. We've done adverts on social media, and you hear somebody calling us and saying, I saw your advert on social media, I'm in the US, my child is in Cameroon, how can my child be able to attend the African Academy of Digital Marketing? Why? Because we are showcasing it out there. There will rarely go a day that we're not talking about what we do. But we have people who are having that data.
Let me take a glaring example. You are a young girl. Your mother does puff and beans. Your mother has a shop somewhere. Your mother is involved in some agricultural production or something. You are a young girl. And you will not beautifully take pictures of either her shop, her puff joint, or do something and sell your mother. You're wasting the phone. And you have mothers who even buy. They'll force them to buy. If you are into any business and your children cannot use the phone they use every day to sell what you are doing so that they can triple your profit, they're not helping you. They don't even know the essence of the phone.
Yes.
Simply, if you cannot turn the fortune of your struggling mother who has sent you to school, and then now there is this digital age, and she spends the whole day maybe somewhere under the sun, when you could just advertise her and then make so many requests come from maybe Betua or what, and then she becomes a big supplier. You are not helping her. We are wasting data and time.
The thing is that most young people are even ashamed of their parents. Let me say the truth. There are most young people that they don't want to showcase what their parents are doing, of which that's what their parents are doing to sustain them. Some of them have sophisticated phones that people who are working don't have. And they shy away from their parents. There are a lot of people with a lot of resources out there who are looking for who to give those resources to. I keep repeating this. In 2020, when Corona was so intense and we had to hold our activities on the research we were carrying out, we went on the street and we were interviewing parents. We were using just a mobile phone. We'll go live on TV, on Facebook. And Mama, you have been on this career for the past 10 years that I've known you. What's your secret? How have you been coping? You see them sharing their stories. Mind you, Mr. Leo, so many people in the diaspora were sending money to support people. And how are we doing that? Just with the phone. And that's enough content. People were investing in people's businesses because they will hear their stories, they will want to help. But the truth is that these people are there, they have the resources, and we are all acting up like CEOs on Facebook. There's something that I always say. If Facebook says, for example now, no, WhatsApp or Instagram, that we should post only pictures of images we take in our houses, most people will not post anymore, because we young people, we have strategic places where we go and we spend time to get pictures and post to entice people who don't even care about us, who cannot even remember the dress we wore yesterday, because they are so busy trying to fend for themselves and live their own lives. But we're here struggling to entice them. So instead of wasting that time and energy to be posting things that are irrelevant, why not come to the African Academy of Digital Marketing so that we can be able to train you, so that you can understand that the same time that you are using, you can use it either to become a graphic designer, to become a copywriter, to become a content creator, to understand sales, so that this is Madame Vivian here. She's a top she's a top worker, and she understands that, okay, though I'm already delivering at my job, I still need digital skills so that maybe I can be promoted, or maybe I can be able to exploit that part of the economy. But you are there, you don't have a job, yet you have a sophisticated phone. I don't know how you do it, but you have data on daily basis, and you are not trying to learn anything. One thing, when we come here and we go back, and what happens is that most people, they contact me, and what they say is that I don't have money that can be able to apply for the African Academy of Digital Marketing. What I always say is that, why you think that you don't have money? You actually have money, because you are able to put data every day. And if you want to think of how much you have put data just for this year, it will be so much money. And even the fact that you're putting that data, if most people, Mr. Leo, most people, if you ask them to open Google in their phone, they don't know what Google is. The only apps they know to open is TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. They are going to YouTube maybe to watch music. They don't know that YouTube is the biggest university in the world. Because if you ask any question there, if you ask how, if you go there and ask what is digital marketing, you see hundreds of videos that will come out explaining to you that this is digital marketing. But mind you, the information those people share there is always limited, because they give part of the information for free, and then if you want to get the real secrets, you have to pay. But at least you get the elementary. Go same on Google. If you research, you have the elementary there, but now if you want to get the real knowledge, you have to pay. So that's why we are here, and we are talking about digitalization. We're talking about you joining the African Academy of Digital Marketing. And though people always complain that, oh, we don't have money, we're not able to pay, always we come here, though we have standard fee of 210,000 for this batch, we made a reduction of 40,000. And one beautiful thing is that, I don't know, there's something in this batch, only people who are already working and have experience are applying. Meanwhile, those who are not working, who of course are online every day, are not applying. It's as if there's a particular stage that when you cross, you become more reasonable and can make more informed stages. But you must not wait to reach there. That's why my Media Prime is there. That's why they are holding programs like this, so that you can be able to get information maybe at an early age, so that before you are reading a particular age, you've already grown the skills, and you can be more effective and earn a better life for yourself.
Okay. Let me read what people are saying. Good evening, Mr. Liu. Like you said, there's a lot to do on the media to make money, and I've experienced it firsthand. I've been creating content on hair care on social media, and I've had hair brands come to me so I can market them and they pay me. If not that I'm working on my own brand, that's money I should be making just from my phone. Young people should embrace digital marketing. I'm Chabo Nye, writing from Douala.
I know her.
Good evening, Mr. Kum and our cool panelists in the house. I enjoy the program. The program is very educative, and I would love to register and also make money online. I'm Langmi Onel, writing from Tico. Good evening, Mr. Leo. We should not blame our for showing us the light. I cover Cameroon with the blood of Jesus. That land is set free from any demonic power in the mighty name of Jesus Amen. Christ. It is Prophet Tagen Donatien in Bamenda. Courtesy greetings to His Excellency President Paul Biya and wife Mama Chantal Biya, and President of the Bar Council Barrister Mba Eric and Barrister Tagen Felix Afonso. Okay, great one day. Good evening to everyone in the panel. I appreciate all your contributions. My remark is that there is a big mismatch between graduates, professional and non-professional, and employment opportunities. So I suggest that our youth turn back to agriculture. Capital-intensive agriculture will create employment opportunities and reduce this high cost of feeding. Okay. Fritz is writing from Kumba. Jam Young, watching from Bamenda. This issue of orientation has really been a problem. I remember some years back, when you do not pass the common entrance exams in list A, you cannot go to a GSS or GBHS to study general education. It was considered that us who went to technical school were dull and selected to go and learn trade, not even knowing the technical domain was advantageous, because it easily gets you self-employed when you rely now on jobs and go for an interview. They ask for 3 years experience. Someone just completing studies will have the experience, where if everyone asks for the 3 years experience. So a chance should be given to prove capabilities. Okay, good evening, Mr. Liu. The program today is very interesting. Ichami is writing from Bamenda. Good evening, Mr. Liu. This is Esther from Boya. Please help me ask the panelists if business management is a good field in Cameroon. I am quite confused because I don't want to graduate and become frustrated after a bachelor's degree. Okay, what is the problem here? The problem is graduating and getting a job. about business management?
Yes, I think in my research, when I was doing my research, I saw an article that was written by an entrepreneur here in Cameroon, Mr. Atita Eric, and one of the things he mentioned in his research was business management. I mean, businesses are run by people, and you need to understand business management to be able to run businesses. In entrepreneurship, there's some words that we use, like we say, in the time of creation of a business, you need war leaders, and in the time of running that business and sustaining it, you need peace leaders. You know, in the beginning of the entrepreneurship process, you know, the entrepreneur is radical, he's doing everything as far as the business is concerned, but at one point in time, he needs corporate, you know, business managers who can be able to head the various operations and keep it going. And business management cannot be ignored, because it has to do with you running the business, understanding people, running the operations and all of that. So business management is very important and is always going to be needed, because businesses run the economy, and of course business managers are those who run the businesses. So away from that, Mr. Leo, there's also, you know, a career path that I want to mention here. Is something that is emerging in Cameroon and is shifting. Earlier on, when we were growing up, most of our friends were usually sent to Douala, to Yaoundé, to Boya, to Limbe to go and work as house helps, and there were several challenges on both ways. Sometimes these young people were not able to execute the duties they were expected of, and on the other hand, most people that these young people were working with them were, you know, not treating them right, and it posed a problem, so much so that in recent times people don't want to give out their children again to go and serve in such capacities, and that opens a big gap. Why? Because the middle class in Cameroon is growing so fast, and the need for house help has increased. I've seen situations where most people in Cameroon, they find it difficult, you know, to take care of their parents because they are very busy, and their parents are you know, they are getting old. I've seen situations where people are very busy and they don't find that family member, like always, who have to come and take care of a sick family member. That gives an opportunity for, you know, for health care or for house helps in a professional way. So one opportunity that is coming on in Cameroon that is badly needed is people who provide professional health care and housekeep services. That's something that is so much in high demand in Cameroon, in the major cities, and people are searching every day. People ask me almost on daily basis, I want somebody who can be taking care of my house, I want somebody who can take care of my mom, somebody who can take care of my kids, and they are seeking people who are trained. But in my widest knowledge, I know of just, I think, one professional center in Bamenda that trains house helps, you know, and gives them diplomas, and they are so professional and actually deploy them and follow them up, but they can't really, they can't meet the demand. So that's a huge opportunity. I'm sure you should know several people as well who are so busy and cannot take care of their children, cannot take care of their household, and stuff like that. So that's an opportunity for young Cameroonians to be able to explore. If you know that you can come up with something like that and be able to train other Cameroonians and deploy them in major cities in Cameroon, you are going to be making money for yourself, they are going to be making money for yourself, and people are going to go their daily lives satisfactory, Mr. Leo.
Okay, everybody has to get into the digital market. How vast is this market or economy?
It's huge.
No, to you.
When you look at the digital market, Mr. Leo, you see that it's very huge. Very, because it is in diverse ways. It's very huge. When we talk of digital marketing, what are we talking of? We are talking of content creation. We are talking of video editing. We are talking of audio editing. We are talking of marketing, we are talking of so many things. So when you look at the digital world that we are talking of, is very, very huge. We are talking of IT. You learn how to build things using Canva, using Pixel Lab. We talk of graphic designing. So when we talk of the digital world, you see that the digital world is so huge and so vast, and you can decide to specialize in any domain. And all of the domains, they are in high companies, individuals are in high needs of these domains, that if you specialize, you will never lack something doing, and you will never lack a means to make money for yourself.
Okay, very vast. But adding to this business management stuff, is it not also very important to manage our own businesses?
I think it is important to manage our own businesses. When we talk of...
we are talking about entrepreneur, everybody should go entrepreneurial. Yes.
Yes, when we talk of entrepreneur, everybody should go entrepreneur. Business management is as well good. I, for one, I had my HND in business management before diverting the degree for marketing. When we talk of business management, in business management, there are so many things. You can reach at a level of degree, you decide to go and do project management. That is a business. You come out with projects, you manage projects, and you present even to entrepreneurs, you present to companies, they embrace your project, and it makes you a lot of money. So business management as well is something that is very vast. It's just for you to understand what you need, what you can do best, and go for it and specialize in it. So it's a very vast something you can manage. You can decide to create your own business, you create your own projects, you see how you can accomplish the projects and you manage them. You can decide to create businesses for other people and see how you can manage the businesses. So it's a very vast profession. It's a very vast specialty when we talk of business management.
Do you have the impression that many young Cameroonians are scared to venture into what we are talking about? When we say people are making millions, people are succeeding in social media, many persons think that the only way they can lead comfortable lives is when they get a job with maybe MTN, with Orange, and we have people living very big lives in Nigeria simply by creating content on the social media. Please, when we talk of this, put scamming completely out of it. We are talking of a digital economy that works for people.
Yes, we are talking of a digital economy that works for people. For example, when you create content, content is something people will read and will get something, an insight, something out of it. When we talk of using the digital world to do marketing, when you use the social media, Facebook for example, to do marketing, you see how you, like Mr. Nibapo was saying, he got an opportunity and promoted somebody who was able to go worldwide, supplying worldwide, that growing in profit and growing in his sales. That is a clear proof that you can use social media, you do digital marketing to achieve so many things. So when we talk of the digital marketing, the social media, we don't talk of people that deliver things that you don't see. That is what drew me towards Afatma. I've seen most of the people like Nebapo, Harry Oona, John Eta, when I visited their institution. Talking with them, I discovered so many things. Like John Eta was telling me, if you come to us, with us you can never lack something doing. We have photography, we have designers, we have makeup artists, we have lecturers, we have even builders, painters. Which means if you just prove that you can be serious, they can have something doing with you. Harry Oona, for example, has been telling me, Vivian, I have so many customers. I have people that if you can create good content, I would relate you with them, and you create content and make your money. So I particularly with Fatma, that is what I admire in them. They don't teach in the air, they teach what they practice. When you see all the young people managing this institution, you see that they are actually practicing what they are teaching. So why not follow them? Why not follow them, do the digital marketing and see what they can offer for you?
Okay, the digital space is free.
Yes, it's almost free.
You sleep, you get up at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
You get to work. You work till you have you. Those is this not actually what Cameroonians are looking for? Because you get employed in an office, you go to the office 10 o'clock. You are back to the bar. You drink until you are praying for time to reach for you to go back home. Now, this is an opportunity for you to work on your own, become your own boss.
Mr. Leo, one thing with the internet is that wherever you are, you can be working. And you are a perfect example. There are times that we are here and we are talking, and when I step out, I want to check my phone, I've discovered that you have created so much content. You know, the internet gives you the opportunity to be more
wherever I am,
you're more productive. You know, you're more productive. There's something that is occurring. You have to share it. You have to spread it out there. The internet is free and anybody can exploit it. But it's a replica. What you do on the internet is a replica of what you do in your real life. And what we're insisting here is that digital marketing is all about you know, using that the digital tool or the opportunities offered by the internet to amplify what you do offline. Anything you do, you can sell it online. Anything you do, just make sure that you use digital tools, because it gives you the opportunity to reach out to so many people. For example, if you're a counselor, get up every day and drop one quote that helps people maybe to get relief, maybe from depression, maybe from a relationship difficulty and stuff like that. Before you know it, somebody's going to be calling you and telling you that, ma'am, I'm in this particular situation, I don't know how to go about it. And the next thing, what do? Please, to talk to me is 10,000 francs, and they will pay. People have been making money like that. There are so many people that have known them who are relationship counselors, marriage counselors, health counselors, who get up every day and they make sure they educate people from their experience, from their stories, that this is what you do in this particular situation. This is what you do in this particular situation. And when you keep doing that, people are observing. They might not reach out to you that particular time. Why? Because they're not facing such a difficulty. But when they have their face on the wall, what do? They think of that lady that gave that insightful advice on that particular situation that was happening, that was trending. And the next thing, they are calling you. And you charge, they will pay you, and you make money, and you help them to come out of that situation. You know, people get stuck with their Facebook pages, or they run ads and they're not productive, or maybe they are posting on daily basis and nobody's contacting them, and they'll call me, hey, Mr. Paul, I've been writing for the past 1 week, nobody has ever contacted me. I'll just say, send me a link to your page. When you send it, I diagnose it, I look at what you are doing, I'll say, okay, I've seen what you are doing, but before we talk, you have to pay me this. And when they pay now, I do the diagnosis. Go and study even to create Facebook pages. There are people who don't know how to create Facebook pages, which is something that is doable in 5 minutes max. Go and study how to do that. If somebody reach out to you, hey, I have a business, can you create me a Facebook page? Please, 5,000 francs. 10,000 francs, and they will pay 20,000 francs, and they will pay. And in the smallest time, you do that. The internet is not rocket science. We are talking about digital marketing. It's not rocket science. We are talking digital marketing. We are not saying that, you know, offline marketing or traditional marketing is cancelled. Digital marketing is just amplifies what, you know, traditional marketing has been doing. Digital marketing is just your ability to use digital tools to reach a greater audience, because something you write on Facebook can be seen by somebody in America, can be seen by somebody in Europe, in Asia, in any part of the world. And if that person actually needs that thing at that particular time, that person can reach out to you. And most of the times, before they do that, they will always want to scroll through your timeline to see whether actually this is something you're good at.
Good evening, Mr. Kum. My regards to Mr. Paul Niba. Please tell Mr. Paul Niba if he can reduce the fee of digital marketing classes to 50,000 francs. Martinez Manga is writing from Modeka. Martinez Manga, good evening to you. Some persons are asking where the school is located. It is located out here in Douala, the nation's economic capital, but you can study. We are talking about the digital. Listen, you can study from every part of Cameroon. Yes,
not only Cameroon, but anywhere in the world.
Okay.
The truth is that the trainings are principally done through a digital tool, Zoom, which if you don't know how to use it, we always also train you on how to use that, and you can study from any part in the world. But if you are in Cameroon and you are in Douala, to be precise, and you want to do the offline training, our office is in Bonasama, Bonaberi. You can come there and you actually get trained.
Okay, so it is very clear. When we look at what the training we receive here, can we compare with what obtains from out of Cameroon?
Mr. Leo, the truth is that, like I have said this time without number, in the whole training, I train only on one course, online prospection. We have 18 courses. I train just one course. Most of our trainers are out of the country, and there are people who are practicing what they do. And we've mentioned that here time without number. Somebody like Daily Singer, she's a trainer with us, Arebate, Dr. Javni Joybed, Blessing Ekiko. These are Cameroonians who have done these things for several years, and they are in other parts of the world. And we go contact them. We tell them, hey, you have to come and train with us. And we don't just contact somebody for contacting sake. You must have been able to be doing this, because there's no need proposing to train somebody on something and the person goes through that and stays like he was before he did that training. We want people who can be able to impact, that knowledge, that you can actually learn it and you practice, you can get into practice right away and see results. So it's not like we are doing something that can only be done in Cameroon. We are teaching something that somehow digital marketing is global. What you are practicing here, you can practice it in Nigeria, in the US, in Europe, and wherever. But the difference might now be in your language, in your approach. That's where content creation comes in, where you have the ability to be able to coin your message in a way that is going to connect with the person you are targeting. So the knowledge you get at AFADMA is something that you can apply it anywhere in the world as far as digital marketing is concerned.
Okay. We're going to be ending at this juncture. Certainly you have some words for those who are watching us today.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Liu, for this great opportunity offered to me to speak to the young people of Cameroon, to young graduates in Cameroon, and to job seekers in Cameroon. There is something I used to say in my training. You notice that most young Cameroonians are on Facebook and they post any type of things. I used to be in that same case till I started noticing, or I came in contact with people that have been putting me through that case. I used to say, you cannot be a banker and you go and post pictures with miniskirts and expect a bank to employ you. You drop your CV, you expect a bank to employ you. You cannot be an accountant, you go and post crazy things. I used to say, let's be intentional in whatsoever thing you do. Facebook, social media is a place where it's so vast, and so many employers today, before they employ, when they take your CV, they go to the various pages. They go to your LinkedIn page, their LinkedIn page, they go to your Facebook page, they go to your Instagram page. From there, they can determine whether you are ready for employment or not, or you're ready for the job you're looking for or not. Just that some things, and I also used to say, there are some people, as you say, if I was to stand on the side of MTN, I would have said data should be the most expensive thing that should be given, so that when you are getting data, you should know what you have to post and what you are doing with it. But I used to say there are people that stay, as you said, you look at it that you don't have time to do all the things that you have to do. Time is always cutting you short, but there are people that spend the whole day. They are waiting that they should post an information that is against phobia. That's where they go and comment. Etofis, I think it's 2 years ago, 1 year ago, so many people were hailing him. And today, people are waiting that they should post something negative about Etofis. And you see many people rushing to comment. That we play, youths of today, young Cameroonians today, they are playing most of the blame game than appreciating, than looking for what they can do to help themselves.
Okay.
So what I encourage is that with our phone, with the data we use, we can do better things and live a better life than to spend our time criticizing, blaming people here and there, doing things that are not really useful in the social media.
Interesting topic. My regards to Vivian. Mami Ba is writing from Pamol in Lobe. I don't know whether you know Mami Ba. Yes, Mr. Paul, some persons are asking about the duration of the training.
All right, the duration for the training for the digital marketing offered by the African Academy of Digital Marketing is 3 months. The training is 3 months with a 1 year 1 month internship and then with a 1 year follow-up. So usually we want to encourage Cameroonians to go in for this training. Normally the registration for this training is 10,000 francs and the fees is 200,000 francs, but today we are still offering a reduction to those who are going to register between today and Sunday the 23rd of July, because the feed bash is starting on the 29th. So for those who will be registering between today and Sunday, we are going to do a reduction of 40,000 for them. Therefore, you're going to be paying a fee of only 160,000. And be rest assured that when we train, I repeat, when we train, we retain those who are serious, because it's not all about you coming to learn. When you come, you need to be serious, and you are serious. We're retaining you to work with us, or either we are recommending you to people who are contacting us for workers. And more especially, you know, the training starts with a mind shift. So anybody who registers, usually we will offer you a free copy of a book written by my own co-founder, Mr. Henry Ewane, From Competition to Dominion. And in addition to that, we have decided to add the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, an American. It's a wonderful book. So if you register today, you are going to get all of that, and of course you're going to go through one of the best institutions that is training in digital marketing in Cameroon.
Okay, we want to thank you all for watching this evening. It is the beginning of the weekend. For those who are going out to celebrate responsibly, but I plead to you is not to waste your time. We have so much to do that we should not be wasting the time available. I look at what I have to do every day, and the time is not there to be able to accomplish these things. So we should not waste the time that we have at our disposal. Make use of your phones. Go to Google, just research anything you want, and you are going to be given guidance on how to become what you want to become, or how to obtain what you are seeking. Make good use of your time this week, and thank you, Desmond and Eli, for producing this program throughout the week. Tabitha and Brian, thank you for supervision. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.